broadcast network, Afterbuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. Afterbuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Spotlight On as I fix my ears. Okay, perfect. Now I can speak to the mic. Hello, welcome to another Spotlight On. I'm Ashley Daniels. I'm so excited today. I am with a very new Periscope star, but she's has not aged at all, but she has been on TV, you've been in movies, I have to say, I grew up watching you. I thought you were the coolest girl ever. I was like, finally, someone who's amazing and brunette. Full House, everybody was blonde. You were like the hot brunette. Everybody who knows Winnie Cooper, this is the Winnie Cooper, and she's here to talk about her new movie on Hallmark Channel, airing on November 27th, called Crown for Christmas. Danica McKellar.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, we got the little.
Oh, I love the applause.
You are so beautiful, and you're just as sweet as you are beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
I figured that because I have been watching you on Periscope lately.
Yes. Oh.
So
thanks.
we do get a chance to kind of get to know people a little more on Periscope.
That's true. Well, that's how you and I met.
It's very true, actually. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask her if she wants to do an interview. Mm-hmm. And then I asked you once, and that you didn't see it. And then I'm like, you kind of have to wait for the person's eyes to hit the screen. I'm like, send. And then you were like, tweet me. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Totally. No, it's Twitter is easier in some ways because you can at least see it. There's like a history there, whereas Periscope is just going by fast. But then the good thing is, of course, that it's live.
Exactly.
You get to actually interact with people live.
Well, Meerkat, you can scroll. They don't delete, so that's the difference. But they're both live streaming.
Yeah, I've not tried Meerkat yet.
Yeah, it's really cool. You're really good at the live streaming. Some people just like I won't call out anybody, but there are some actors who get on Periscope and then they just think they're so cool that they don't need to answer. They're just like, you just want to watch them get their makeup done. It's like, no, honey, no, I don't really care.
No, the whole point is that you're seeing comments and you get to interact and you get to share something about your life with them and then get their feedback and talk with them about it.
It's so cool.
I love it.
I don't want to focus too much on as much as I could pick your brain for hours. You are here to promote an amazing movie that is like a feel-good Christmas movie. But before we get into that, I'm just curious, how did someone like you're so beautiful, you're so talented, you are a child star, why try so hard in math of all things? And why become a genius in math? Summa cum laude, correct? At UCLA?
Yeah.
You studied math in college? That's just amazing.
Thank you. I always liked a good challenge. And in school, I was good at math. In 7th grade, I actually struggled a lot in math. I hit some stumbling block, and I had a teacher that I didn't understand, and it was really hard. I felt like it was foreign, and I would come home and cry because I was afraid of my math homework, and it was terrifying. Midway through the year, we got a new teacher, and suddenly math was doable, and she made it accessible and interesting, and it was amazing to me that the same subject that had been so scary suddenly I could do. And that taught me that it's not so much just the subject, it's the way it's presented. So I loved it as a challenge. I just kind of went with a math thing. When the Wonder Years was over and I was 18, then I went to UCLA, and I knew that I needed to discover who I was outside of that character. A lot of child stars have a difficult time because they're stuck, and they're identifying with that character so strongly as their value, and then that character in the show is over, and then where's their value? And it's really hard, and it's hard for any teenager to figure out who they are, but that's a particularly challenging scenario. So I started taking math classes, and I did so well in them, and I became like this superstar at UCLA in math, and I was hooked. I was like, okay, that's it, this is great. I felt strong and capable and confident about something that had nothing to do with the character of Winnie Cooper in the Wonder Years, and that was really important for me, just to find my own footing. So that's why I got into math. And then after I was done with UCLA and I had my degree, and I'd even had the opportunity to co-author a math paper and prove the new theorem and all that in college. I missed acting, and I got on the West Wing, and I did that for a year. But then I was like, wait, how am I going to combine my loves of entertainment and mathematics? And I was able to do that in my math books. So I write these entertaining math books. First one's called Math Doesn't Suck. The next one's Kiss My Math. And they're just fun, irreverent books that teach them math, and they start from middle school going through high school geometry, but they teach math in the context of fun things that girls are already thinking about. And it shows girls that you don't have to choose between being the fun, fabulous girl and the smart girl. That in fact, being smart makes you more fabulous at anything you want to do in your life. And so I wanted to give that to girls, and it is so exciting for me to get the emails back from girls saying, oh my gosh, I finally am getting A's. I can't believe it. I feel good about myself. I feel confident. It's the best feeling in the world.
I was one of those girls. I was so bad at math. I had a teacher that just did not care. I did not have the help that I could get. I had tutors. It was just so bad. It was basically the reason why my SAT scores were so bad. I was so high in English, so low in math.
Aww.
And I'm like, why didn't I discover these books? That's amazing.
They weren't written yet.
They were right, exactly. Now, were they just tailored to girls, or can boys?
Boys use
well?
them too, absolutely.
Yeah.
Boys, what I hear from boys is that they learn that they not only are learning about math, but also how girls think.
Oh,
there's an added benefit there.
Oh, that's very smart.
Yeah. So, but they're geared more for girls because girls get this message that they're not going to be as good at math as boys. And what happens to girls a lot of times is that if they have a difficult teacher or a difficult test or a difficult moment, that they will tend to, because of society telling us that our value as girls comes from our looks and not from our brains, they will tend to see that stumbling block as more of a permanent evidence of what they've known all along, deep down, which is that they don't belong in math. And so I really want to give girls the message, you do belong in math. These books are for you, and embrace that and embrace being smart. You're not an afterthought. It's not some sort of cool bonus if you're good at math too. No, this is yours.
That is
own it.
So cool. It's amazing. You must have had such a strong family, backing you just, emotionally throughout your childhood. It seems like you come from a great family. Obviously education was so important, and I feel like that's sometimes second to acting or to whatever it is the child star is doing.
No, I will tell you, my parents both had their priorities straight. I mean, I got the message from early on that health, family, and education, in that order, came first.
Wow.
Far and beyond. And as evidence of that, the first year that the Wonder Years was nominated for an Emmy, we'd already had a river rafting trip scheduled with my dad and my sister. We went on the trip.
Wow.
We missed the Emmys.
You really...
We I remember we watched the Emmys from this tiny little TV in a motel.
Oh my gosh.
And we jumped up and did the Wonders. Yay, we won. We went to sleep, woke up at 5 a.m, went on the river, and had the trip of our lives. I mean, I have the best memories from that trip. And they both really, my mom and dad both really always kept us grounded as kids. And I really attribute a lot of it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can see, it's unfortunate you see a lot of child stars that grew up and they just can't, like you said, they're still connected to that to that role, and they just can't figure themselves out. So it's just it's so fascinating that you found the way to do it.
And I do want to say, because I myself am divorced and remarried, and my parents were divorced at that time, you don't have to come from an intact family to have a really strong family backing you.
I love hearing
and
that.
And it's so true. And it's funny. When my parents divorced, I'd vowed I would never get divorced, and life happens to you sometimes, stuff that you had no idea about. And you make it work. And I've got a son from my first marriage. He's 5 years old, and I'm delighted to say that his dad and I have a great co-parenting relationship, and it's fantastic. And he's getting all the love and support that I got growing up with divorced parents too. So it's totally possible, everybody.
What's his name?
His name is Draco.
Oh, I love that name. That's
Thank
so
you.
unique.
He's named after a constellation, not the Harry Potter character, but
You're amazing.
A lot of people say that too.
Of course he's named after God. That's so cool.
And it means dragon, so he's my little dragon.
I love that.
Yeah.
And your sister, it's so amazing. Your sister was Becky Slater in Wonder Years.
Yep.
That's so, I had never knew that until maybe like a week ago.
Oh, that's so funny.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And she's super successful.
Smart. Oh, yes.
A corporate lawyer?
Yeah, well, she's not a corporate lawyer. She was a corporate lawyer.
Okay.
Now she's a lawyer at a big firm in San Francisco.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's not a firm, it's a venture capital. She's probably watching this right now, and I'm totally butchering what exactly it's called. The company is called Mithril. Anyway, they fund technology companies, and they're amazing. She is so smart.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
the two of you.
Well, and everyone from the show went on to pursue intellectual pursuit. Josh Saviano, he's a lawyer in New York. He's doing great. And
amazing?
Fred's a director and actor, of course. But he went to Stanford. And we
just
all,
Stanford.
We all had parents who really believed in us and cared about us as kids way more than being impressed by the whole Hollywood thing. And that makes a huge difference.
It did. And I think even in the show, it never felt like for 1 second you were watching acting. It wasn't cheesy. It was literally like watching old movies of somebody's life.
Yeah.
So it seemed like you guys never really thought you were famous.
No, I never had a perspective on that at all. People, I remember one day someone came to set and referred to me as America's sweetheart, and I had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think
what are you talking about?
Honestly, I think you still are. I truly
you're so
do. There's
sweet.
so many people that I just told this week. I'm like, Danica McKellar, and their eyes light up. Oh my God, she's everything. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is so
you've
sweet.
kept it. Like it's just amazing. Some people. There's so many stars I can think of that were child stars that you don't even think about now, and like you don't remember unless you see the movie or something. But you really, and now it's just so smart. You're doing it. You're just strategically. It's just as
Thank
a
you.
businesswoman, you're really smart getting into social media and knowing, how
social
to
media-
talk to your fans.
Social media is so much fun, and it's so great to finally have this really direct line to all the
Absolutely.
people who've been supporting me my whole life.
Yeah.
Without fans, and there's nothing. I mean,
Exactly.
you can't be an entertainer. You can't get your message out if there's nobody listening. And I've been so grateful to the fact that I was on the Wonder Years, that I have this fan base, because the parents of the kids now who need my math help, they know me from the Wonder Years, and they're buying my books for their kids.
See?
And that's how it all works, and it's so
It's
great.
all full circle. It's going to
Full circle.
continue, and that show is not going anywhere. That show will continue to be in people's. It's like Full House. It's like just the show that everybody's going to continue to grow up on for years and years. You will always, and it's such a blessing, I think, to have something like that. It's such a feel good show.
It was a feel good show, and it was well made, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad to have been a part of it.
And speaking of feel good shows, this is
Yes.
a feel good movie that you are in. Congratulations!
Thank
Crown
you.
for Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
Hallmark Christmas movies, I have to say they are the most feel-good holiday movies ever.
They're entertaining, they're fun, and you can watch them with no matter what age your kids are. You can watch them.
So
you don't have to
true.
be afraid of what's going to happen. Even the kisses are nice and chaste looking. They're not.
I know.
It's just good family values, and I'm so happy to be working with Hallmark. I've done 2 movies with them this year, and I'm so happy to be there. It's really a family over there, and they care. They care about their audience. And I remember meeting with the CEO, and he said, a lot of networks they try to branch out and change. He said, I want to keep being the network that families can trust.
Love it.
They can come and watch and be so happy and not worried about what their kids are going to see on the screen. And yeah, their Christmas movies are amazing.
Amazing.
Hallmark does Christmas. They
like
know how to do
nobody
Christmas
else.
like nobody's
Like
business.
nobody's business.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah, they started showing Christmas movies, reruns and new ones
Yes.
from, I think it was October 31st.
Yes.
Through New Year's.
Yep.
And this Thanksgiving weekend, they're having a new Christmas movie come out every night, Wednesday through Sunday. Mine is coming out Friday, so mine's Black
the day
Friday.
after Thanksgiving, so you have your turkey sandwich,
Get
your
your turkey
leftovers
sandwich,
turkey, and you
your-
sit with your family.
You've been shopping all day
Yep.
on the sales, Black
Exactly.
Friday.
Yes.
You're
You're
exhausted.
tired.
You come home, turn on the TV, the Hallmark channel, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central, and watch it. And by the way, speaking of social media, I will be live tweeting and live periscoping.
Oh, I love it.
I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to keep my phone cool enough to leave it on the whole time.
I can
I'm
help
working
you.
on it. Yeah,
I'll help
you're
you.
so good.
Yeah, we'll
we were
figure it out.
talking
We'll
about
talk
Periscope
after.
before.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's great.
So tell me a little bit about your role in Crown for
Yes,
Christmas.
so Crown for Christmas, it's The Sound of Music meets Cinderella.
Oh my God.
It's so fun.
love it.
We shot it in Romania. It's gorgeous. So I play a hotel maid in New York who gets hired for a 2-week gig as a governess
Okay.
in the Royal Palace in a fictional country called Windshire. So my job is to take care of the 10-year-old princess who, of course, is obstinate and doesn't like anyone and doesn't like her governesses, scares them all away. But she and I eventually find common ground because I'm not a typical governess. I don't know what I'm doing. Total fish out of water. I'm come to this palace. I don't know how to, I try to shake hands with the king, and of course he is a single dad. So as you can imagine, things might turn
And he's really
romantic,
cute, I'm
and he's really
guessing.
cute, and so it's a Hallmark Christmas movie. You can
Yes,
imagine what happens.
yes.
There's a big gala, there's a big Christmas ball, and of course my character gets to go to the ball. I won't tell you exactly how that works out,
Okay.
but I get to go, and I wear this big red dress, and and the king asked me to dance, and that's my Cinderella moment.
I just got, like, I swear to God, I actually just get goosebumps because I love anything Cinderella and romantic and Christmas
it's
mixed together. It's
so much
just
fun. And
so
we
much
shot
fun.
this in Romania in real castles and palaces, like the real
my
deal. It was
gosh.
gorgeous.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
and
like a movie budget for like a movie in a movie theater.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, Brad
Hallmark.
Kavoy, the producer, he's really smart. He knows how to put this stuff together and make it look amazing, and it really did. The castles and the palaces were just grand, and this big ballroom scene that we did looked gorgeous. They had the camera way up high and filming down, and my Dancing with the Stars experience helped me.
I bet.
Very much so. Mostly because not only did I have to do spins, but I was wearing this big dress, And on Dancing with the Stars, they put you in all this stuff, and you're like, wait, it feels different. Now and my dress is heavy, and it feels I'm moving.
Did you get used to it at any point?
You do. Eventually, you get sort of callous to it. You're like, fine, it doesn't matter if there's weight swinging around on me. I can still do my thing. And that was totally the case. I got there, and this dress was so heavy. I thought, what?
How many pounds? If you had to guess, would it be like 5 pounds, like 10? Like
no, it was velvet, and there were layers.
So it was really heavy.
Probably 20 pounds of dress total.
God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they had to do this corset thing so it wouldn't fall off because it was strapless.
Oh, but corsets look great though.
Corsets,
I'm sure it looked amazing.
Yeah.
What's it like going? Because you're not on a show every single day. So when you go into a movie, does it just come so natural to you because you've acted your whole life?
I've acted my whole life, but I do prepare for sure. I read the script several times. Sometimes I'll meet with an acting coach to get someone else's perspective on it and go through some scenes. I love it. I always make a book of for like a journal for the movie, and each page is a different scene. And what I do is I write down like a title for what I think the scene would be called, and then I'll write down where my character is emotionally at that moment, and any ideas I have for certain lines, what they might mean to my character. And that way, because when you shoot a movie, you shoot it out of sequence. So you might shoot the end first, and I want to make sure, and then 3 weeks later, you shoot the scene right before that. You want to make sure that you're still in the same continuous place emotionally so that the editor doesn't have to do a bunch of weird fancy work. You want to make sure that it feels like a continuous moment. I mean, you'll be walking in the door, and those moments could be 3 weeks apart.
You're so right about that. Actually, my girlfriend just shot a movie, and she was saying she had to shoot the ending the day she got on set.
Yeah.
Literally the day she was kissing the guy. It was
Happens
the end
all the
scene.
time. Yep.
So that's so interesting you bring that up. That's why you're acting. It just shows though in your acting, obviously.
Thank you.
It's
I've been doing it for 30 years, and experience counts. It really does. It saves you.
I love it. Now Christmas, would you say this is probably your favorite holiday? One of your favorite holidays?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Halloween comes as a close second because I love dressing up, and so does my son. But Christmas is great because the family comes together. Right. So you get to see people that you don't always get to see all the time. Right. And I love that. And sometimes it involves a lot of traveling and running around, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I love Christmas trees and the smells and it's magic.
It really is. I mean, but you grew up in California, so you never really had the snowy Christmas.
No.
So it's
but there are still twinkle lights and there are still Christmas trees.
That's
okay?
very true, actually.
That's what's important.
When do you put your tree up? Are you a before Thanksgiving tree person? Or are you?
No, because we do a live tree, and you don't want to keep them inside for more than 3 weeks because then they start to die, and you don't want that. So we actually rent our tree. Oh. There's a rental tree service in California, which is amazing. I'm not sure if that's everywhere, but it's great because then you're not hurting a tree. You bring it in and you make sure it's inside for less than 3 weeks. You keep it watered every day, and then they pick it up and they take care of it all year. Yeah.
What do you see for like your goals now in terms of acting and social media? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
You know what's amazing about my life is that I've never been able to predict what was coming next. I couldn't have predicted that I was going to be on Dancing with the Stars, or even before that I would be writing math books, or even before that I'd be going back to I was an actress, then I was a math major. I thought I was going to be a professor, and then I was back to acting, and I was on the West Wing, and then I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm doing this, and I'm going to forget about math, and then I was writing math books, and that's been going on for a while, and then I'm a mother, and then I'm homeschooling my child, which is...
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your kid's going to be so smart, though.
It's going to be great. He is so smart, and it's so much fun. So it's not for everyone, but it's working out so well for us, and it's amazing. And I try not to plan too much. I try to stay open. I love acting. I love dancing. I love education. I do public speaking here and there. I just let my life, I let the universe and God sort of just direct the whole thing and see what comes my way, because I'm having so much fun, and social media brings about so many different opportunities. Here we are sitting here because of that. You never know. You never know. And I found that if I try to plan too much, that you might miss out on the magic.
I love that. And the spontaneity, I just think it's exciting.
It is.
There's nothing. You can't predict anything now. There's like a new app every day. There's a new, like you said, there's something new. And we got to get you on Snapchat, because you would be the best
you said that.
Snapchatter.
But Snapchat's been around forever, and I'd be so late to the party.
It doesn't matter.
No?
I just started recently too. It's actually really fun. You have a lot of fun, and your son would love it because there's all these really cool things you can do with your face and fun stuff. I'll show you.
Oh, really?
It's actually really, really fun.
You're going to be my social media guru.
I definitely will. I love doing this. Actually, Jack Wagner came onto Afterbuzz, I think last year, from Melrose Place, and he was like, wait, what? I got him an Instagram. As soon as he was done, he left with Instagram, he left like Twitter. I was like, teacher, I'm like, no, you cannot leave till this happens.
All right, so I'm going to leave
Dr.
with
Peter
Snapchat,
Burns.
I guess, and Meerkat, right?
In Meerkat, yeah, we're going to get to Meerkat. Right? Yeah, Meerkat will love you. Oh my gosh. They will, it's amazing. I'm just so excited for your movie, and so you're going to be live tweeting. What's your Twitter?
It's just at Danica McKellar. And if you're not sure how to find that,
I'm going to
Google
tweet it too.
Winnie Cooper and you'll find it. Yeah, well, and it's the same on Instagram, Twitter, and Periscope.
See, I wish I had the
and
same.
Facebook.
My name is so popular, Ashley Daniels. It's the most simple name.
No,
I'm
I know.
different on every single, it is what it is.
But it'll all be connected more and more as time goes on, so you don't have to worry
exactly.
about it.
I love that. So you'll be live tweeting for your movie, and you'll be periscoping.
Yeah, I'll be live tweeting for both premieres, East Coast and West Coast, and that covers Central Time too. Mountain Time loses out, and I always feel so bad. But then I'll be periscoping probably just for the second one, I think. I'm going to periscope before the first one starts. I don't want to be going on and off because that's annoying to people.
Right.
But I'm gonna definitely be periscoping for the West Coast premiere.
I'm going to be periscoping. I'm going to be telling people to watch that movie because I love that movie. I love movies that are Hallmark movies. They're just the best Christmas
They're the
movies.
best movies ever. They are.
They really are. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you wanted to share with your fans or our audience before we ended the interview? I just always like to give an opportunity to.
Yeah, I'll be writing some math books for younger kids soon, but they won't come out until 2017 because they're illustrated, so it takes forever. So I'm just want to invite people to come watch me on Periscope and tweet me ideas that they want to see me do on Periscope because that's what I'm really interested in. Like, what do people want to see? What are they interested in? We're still exploring this new medium of Periscope and all these live broadcasts. So I'd like to get people's input. I know people have been asking me to do a cooking segment.
Oh, I do baking ones all the time. You should come over for one of my baking ones. They're really fun, actually. They love that. They love that. You got to do that.
Okay, and you can still interact. You can still see the question. Yeah, okay.
Well, I make a fool of myself, so I think they're just enjoying that because I'm like dropping things and messing up stuff.
I mess stuff up all the time. I have a hard time ending the Periscopes. I'll try to swipe down, and for some reason, and I see the stop broadcast button, I'm like, it's not working. Tap, and I stop again. I'm like, sorry. And I get all these LOLs. I'm like, okay, this is very funny. Very funny. And I swear, I always genuinely try to end them. And sometimes I do now. I actually, now more often than not, I successfully end the Periscopes. But when I don't.
Make sure it's ended because sometimes I've had that happen to me where I think it's
ended. Or
you
didn't know?
Oh, I didn't know.
I know there's not. I know there's not ended. I'm just like.
Yeah, it's because they get stuck, like your finger. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we both started a little late with this. We're trying.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. And you have a website, danicamckellar.com.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And so your Twitter, everything is Danica McKellar.
Yes. And by the way, Thursday nights I do a palindrome contest on Twitter every night at 7:20 p.m. Pacific time.
What?
Palindrome is a word spelled forward and backward the same, and I am doing one that's Thanksgiving themed on this Thursday.
You're
I pre-tweet them.
So smart.
I want to keep people's brains, activated and entertained, and palindromes are fun.
I love that.
Sometimes I do them live on Periscope too, but it's always on Twitter.
Yeah, I actually was reading some of yours. I couldn't get one of them. I was like, this is so sad. I was like, I'm just ending this now. You're just like, yeah. But that's so cool. It's just another incentive. Like, you feel like you're learning, and there's so many apps too where you should totally have your own app. I don't know why you need to have your own app because there's so many apps now that you can learn a different word every day, and there's these things that just make you smarter, and they're apps.
Yeah.
So yeah. You get smarter if you follow Danica McKellar, just saying. All right. And
brain exercise.
You may not get smarter, but you can find me on social media, Twitter at Ashley Daniels, Instagram Miss Ashley Daniels, Periscope and Meerkat Ashley Daniels, and we will see you next time for another Spotlight On. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.